Love it. All righty. Well, as I said at the start, thank you to everyone for joining us today. My name's Jeremiah from Inspection Express, joined by the amazing Jason from Tarpy as well. So thank you all very much for joining us. Today's webinar is obviously about Inspection Express and Tarpy, our partnership, some tips, tricks, what's new, what's coming, what the systems are for those that aren't using them. We'll go through a bit of everything today. We've allocated an hour. It's probably not going to go for an hour. So we'll start off with a little bit of information about each system and that sort of thing. And then at the end, we're going to leave lots of time for questions. There's always some awesome questions that come through. Whenever we do this webinar, we tend to get together and do a couple of these a year, and the questions always flow through at the end. So we're going to leave plenty of time. We can't hear your audio. So if there are questions, do type them into the question bar on your dashboard. At the end, we will each read out the questions and answer them based on who you've asked them more so directed to. So we're not ignoring you. We will get to them at the end. And as I said at the start as well, it is a recorded session. So yeah, we'll send everyone a copy and follow up with everyone who did attend today. Now I was going to say, that's a bit of an intro from me. I don't want to hog all the talking. Jace, have you got anything you want to touch on before we sort of get into things for today?
No, look, guys, this is going to be really straightforward. It is two great softwares that are here designed to help PMs all across the country. And I mean, it's going to be amazing to be able to talk to you through kind of, how the integration works for those who are kind of new to the webinars. Jeremiah was spot on. We do a couple of these a year, and it's great that we get a big mix of either users of ours or people who are maybe just curious about what we do. So it's going to be great to be able to run through our platforms, show you everything that we can do to help, and also, a couple of exciting things that are coming down the way. Reiteration on the questions. That's right, guys. We're not ignoring you. Put the questions in there. We will definitely get back to the end of it. And, we'll even take your comments too. If you want to give us some uplifting, positive comments throughout the webinar, feel free to pop them in as well, because we will definitely make mention of those as we're going through.
Awesome. Well, I reckon that's all the housekeeping, all the admin out the way. We might as well get stuck into it. And what I'm going to do firstly, I'm going to share my screen, and I'm just going to do a bit of a screen check. So let's just check we can get that working. Now, as I've only got the one screen, it's dropped the videos off. But Jace, can you see that screen, that iPad screen that I've shared there?
Definitely can, mate.
Awesome. Now, what I'm going to I'm sorry. I know, sorry, you're going to have to look at my details for a moment. I thought I might throw this in before we get into the webinar for today. Might be a good opportunity to maybe reach out and just mention it to everyone. So at Inspection Express, we're actually looking for someone to join our sales team in a BDM or a account management sort of role in our Melbourne office. I've got my details up on the screen there. If that has perked your interest, do feel free to reach out to me. We've had, a job ad up on LinkedIn and Seek, but my details are there. Do feel free to reach out if you would love to join our team. We'd love to hear from you. So just thought I'd throw that in at the start for anyone who is sort of thinking about maybe joining a company like Inspection Express. Now that that's out the way, I'm going to go into my Inspection Express app. What I'm going to do before we sort of get into, a little bit about some further detail about Inspection Express and what's coming and what's new, I'm going to give a super broad high-level overview about what it actually is and how we work with Tarpy for those who are maybe not using either of those systems. So Inspection Express is basically an inspection platform. It's an app as such that allows you to do inspections on your properties. It integrates in with all of the main CRM or trust accounting softwares, whether you're using Property Me, Property Tree, Console Cloud, Colmeo, Managed, whatever you might be using, Inspection Express works in with that system, bringing all of your properties and your tenancy info over. You do your inspections through Inspection Express, they get dropped back into that relevant system that you use. So the integration there is really nice. Now, in terms of what you would use Inspection Express for, you're going to use it to conduct inspections on your properties, entries, exits, routines, paperless condition reports, paperless key forms, all that sort of fun stuff. But the way you do your inspections through Inspection Express is very different to what you're using now if you're not using something like this already. So we have a method of inspection called the 360 inspection method with AI comments. This little tool here, you can see if I pull this into view, this is a 360 camera. You'd bring this with you to any inspection you want to use it for, and all you're going to do, and just so you know, I'm not actually trying to move my screen yet, I'm just verbally explaining, so I will move the screen shortly for everyone. All you're going to do, you're going to put that down in a relatively central location within each room of the property when you are conducting the inspection. Now I'm going to open up here a sample inspection that I've got, and I'm going to show you what it sort of leaves you with. So you see here I'm in the entrance hall. That's the first room that I've inspected. Instead of taking 100 odd photos in that room on my phone or my iPad, I've grabbed the 360 camera and I've put it down in the center of that room. It's left me with a photo like this. So as I swipe around with my finger on the screen, you can see there, I'm left with a 360-degree image of the room, ceiling, floor, walls, and everything in between. And it takes 3 seconds to take that image. If I then swipe back around this way, you can see here, I've added some up close photos where those blue stamps are on the walls and the front door locks. And if I tap on these, you can see I've added, further detail on a particular area that I'm wanting to show. So you can add those details in. And if I then press lounge through the doorway, it walks me into the next room, dining through the doorway, the next room again, and I've started to repeat that process. So that's the idea behind your inspection photography when you're doing an inspection through Inspection Express. 360 photo in the room, you're in and out in 3 seconds. Tag any up close details over the top. And what you can also do, and this is where our integration with Tarpy comes into play. If I go back into my lounge room here, you can add maintenance items throughout the inspection. So let's say you detect something that you need to log as maintenance. If you're using Inspection Express and Tarpy together, you line up the plus symbol as I've done on the wall there, just above that fireplace, and down the bottom, you would press your maintenance button. You would select what it is you're wanting to show. So, in this case, it's a wall. And what it then allows us to do is add a title, a description, and some photos of the maintenance item. So I'm gonna write here, hole in wall, pretending that there's a hole there. I'm going to write needs repair as my description. And what I'm then going to do, I'm going to press my camera button, take a quick photo of the wall of this room that I'm actually sitting in right now. And what we can then see when I press done is that there has been a maintenance item added to the wall. So you can make your inspections as interactive as you want by logging your maintenance throughout it. Now, the beauty of the integration comes into play when you finish the inspection. It will send those maintenance items straight back as a job request into Tarpy. So you finish your inspection, get back to the office, open up Tarpy, maintenance is in there ready for you to action. So you can handle it through Tarpy as you normally would, or if you're not using it, Jace will explain where the value of that comes in, but it's a means of logging it and sending it back. That's the integration between the two systems there. Now, the other part of Inspection Express, once you've done all your photos, what you're going to do is generate your AI comments. So you no longer need to type out inspection comments one after the other. I'm going to go into my camera roll here on my iPad. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to play you a little pre-recorded video, which explains how the AI comments work. So you see here, I've taken a 360 photo in this room, which is the kitchen. AI is going to base its comments on that photo in this example. Generate AI comments on the left. I press that button, and this is real time. All the items in my layout template get a comment made about them. So it's typing it out in real time. And if I pause the screen so you can read that, if you want to have a look at those comments, it talks like a property manager. So it describes the item in question, the color of it, the condition of it. If there's damage or defect, it talks like a property manager would. And if I press play again, you'll see that it's run through that whole room, doing a comment on every single item. It also does the ticks and the crosses for whether items are clean and undamaged. You still need to do it for working because AI, of course, can't test if something's working, but it's going to write out the bulk of your report in a matter of minutes. A 4-bed, 2-bath property is 1 to 2 minutes. Does it with 90 to 95% accuracy. So you let it run its course, then you want to read over it, review it. You can of course override things if you need, but otherwise that's going to do the bulk of the report for you in a matter of minutes. So what you can see here, and this is very high level, if you do want more detail and you're not using this, more than happy to provide a very detailed demo for everyone at a later date. We've done our comments, we've done our photos, we've done our maintenance reporting. So they're the 3 main points that are involved with an inspection through Inspection Express. Now, what we would then do, we'd finalize the report, we'd send it off. So it goes off to your landlord or your tenant or whoever you want to send it to. Your maintenance items are auto sent back into Tarpy, and the report, the inspection report itself, is auto saved back into your trust accounting software, Property Me, Property Tree, Console Cloud, whatever you might be using. So from start to finish, a very automated process. Now, to show you the finished product, so you can see here an example of what it looks like from the perspective of the end user. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you an example here so you can see what it looks like from the perspective of someone who would be receiving it. So the first one I want to show you here, let's say you've done a routine inspection, you've sent it off to your landlord. Landlord gets this email from you. They open it up, and this is what you are presenting to them. So this is a super level of service you're going to give to your landlords. Your company's logo, your colors, your details, and apologies, you've got to look at my face on that. That's the agent video. Now, you don't have to do that if you don't like it. Some property managers don't like it, some love it. You can do a selfie video at the end of the inspection, introduce yourself to your landlord, they can put a face to the name. The PDF report, if I tap on that, is always auto-generated and included. So what you can see here, it auto-generates the PDF. Again, your logo and colors and everything on it. Your maintenance items will be front and center up the top. These have already been sent back into Tapi. You've got your inspection comments, whether they're AI generated or your own, you wouldn't know otherwise. And you've then got your maintenance photos, again, front and center in the report, followed by inspection photos. You've got your 360 photos, your up close photos, they're all auto-compiled into the PDF version. The beauty of it is though, if we go back to the home screen, we can press next and the owner can then again see their maintenance right at the front of their report. They can press start and it then takes them to the tour of their property. Now, what you can see here, it's auto moving. I'm not moving this with my finger. You can see my hands are up here. This is one of our new features. So the auto, I guess, what could we call it? Like an auto slide or an auto cycle of the 360 image. It moves automatically for you. When you do want to view it in your own time though, then you grab your finger and you override it and you can move it, which is now me moving it. So you can see there, you've got your 360 photo. The landlord can view it like this. They can tap on the up close photos and view them. And again, they can move through to the next room and it auto cycles through the room in every room in its own pace. And then you can of course override it as you wish as well. So from a routine point of view, that's the level of service you're going to be giving to your landlords moving forward. From an entry and an exit point of view, the time savings, the main benefit, you can probably see from the little overview here how that becomes really significant. We're now up to 2,500 agencies across Australia and New Zealand using this part of our software. We can see inspection times before versus after they've brought this on. We generally see the inspection time is cut down to 30% of the original time when using this system. So if an inspection takes you 2 hours now, it'll come down to about 40 minutes doing it this way. 1 hour comes down to 20 minutes and so on. So pencil that in for your time saving. That's the main benefit there. Lastly, you can extract a marketing version from any inspection. Gives you a marketing tour. Upload that into your listings on REA or Domain, or if you're in New Zealand, Trade Me or realestate.co. It drops that into the image carousel of your listing. And then one last sample to show you before we throw over to Jace. What you're going to see here now is an exit inspection. So this is what Inspection Express does for you when you do your exit inspection. You can pair the entry and the exit inspection reports together. It gives you a direct 360 comparison of the room by room photos. On the left, you've got the entry photo. On the right, you've got the exit photo. You can see it's moving at its own pace again. I'm going to now override it and move it a little bit quicker. So you can see here clearly what we've got. If I just refresh that and start it again, because it was lagging for me, you can see here we've got our room by room, which is giving you a direct 360 on the left compared to the 360 on the right. So you can swipe around, see the differences, and AI auto writes out the differences in the report there for you as well. So that has now been released to everyone. I know that was a long time coming. That's now been released. AI will look at the photos, write out what the differences are, hole in the wall at the exit that's not there at the entry, and so on. So it does all of that for you now as well. So that is a very high level overview. Tried to condense all that into about 10 minutes for everyone about Inspection Express. You can of course do, and if I just stop my screen share, so let's just pop that back onto the main screen there. Actually, no, we want to stop. Can't even work out how to stop the screen share. Maybe what I'll do, Jace, hang on, I'm going to make you the presenter and that might stop it because you're going to go next. So give me 1 sec while I do that. So let's make you the presenter.
There we go.
Beautiful, there we go. So as I said, really high level, that's Inspection Express. Now, if anyone does want further information about this, more than happy to book in a time with you and run you through it. I'll come out to your office, I'll show it to you on Zoom, we'll give you a start to finish overview, but that should really give you a bit of an idea about what it is, how it works in with Tapi, how it works in with your current systems. I'm sure there's a few questions filtering through. We will get to them at the end. But now I'd like to pass over to Jason from Tapi to run you through what's happening at their end.
Amazing, thanks for that. I think I speak for everybody, Jo, when I say we want to bring back the afro, mate. I am enjoying those photos of you that you are popping up. Bring back the hairstyle, JA.
I should get rid of that, mate. It's a couple of years outdated. I should really update that, but I haven't got around to it yet.
Oh, I love it. No, well, Guys, thanks for that, Jay. Love everything that you guys are doing and love that high overview of the platform as well. It's fantastic. What I'm here to show everybody is, we've got a lot of really cool updates coming in from Tapi. I'd love to show everybody just how we're incorporating more AI into the platform, automating data entry, things like water rates and council rates, things like that that are coming, but also bringing more data and more tools into the future platform. Now, I know that a lot of people have, seen a demo of Tapi. We've got quite a few users on here today, so my plan is to do the same thing. Let's do a really high overview of Tapi and then focus on all the cool stuff that's coming out. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's see here. All right. Can you see my screen?
I've got a black screen that I can see, so I reckon.
What about now?
There we go. I can see a photo of the crew now. Yep, got it.
Oh, that is amazing. I love this. This really sums up who we are as a team. We love property managers, but we were also lucky enough to be voted the Residential PropTech of the Year at the PropTech Awards this year, as well as the Property Management and Maintenance PropTech winner as well. Now, I know that a lot of people have seen a demo like I mentioned before, but what I really wanted to focus on today is what's coming up and also the outcomes that some people have achieved with Tapi. So the first person I would love to focus on is the wonderful Beck from LJ Hooker in WA. This is a really great example of how Beck has used Tapi to really focus on that capacity piece within her business, help increase the capacity for her PMs, whilst also focusing on bringing in her offshore staff to really help manage that maintenance process and really free up that time for her PMs. Next person I'd love to focus on here is the amazing Nicole from McGrath. Now, Nicole's success really does come with speeding up owner approvals. And as you can see there, she was using another maintenance provider in the past and really saw that huge uptake from owners approvals when she made the move to Tapi. The change was 20 days to 16 minutes, which is absolutely phenomenal. So that speeding up of owner approvals was a big key piece there, as well as not having to follow up those tenants for the back and forth to gather that information when it does come to maintenance requests. And the last person I wanted to focus on here was Vida from Place in Queensland. What was great about Vida's change or her key outcomes was really that change for the PMs and the ability to be able to clear out their entire list of maintenance in 8 minutes. How good is that? Imagine condensing all of that to 8 minutes so you can be on top of everything and focus on what is more important, and that is providing a better level of service to your clients. Now, we are going to do a really quick refresh of our features before we jump into all the exciting things that are coming up. And one of those features is our Tenant Concierge chatbot. I love this chatbot. Everybody hears chatbot, thinks it's Telstra and goes, whoa, and kind of gets like turned off the fact that, oh no, not a chatbot, everybody's going to hate it. I love our chatbot. It is AI, a maintenance workflow process, and I'm going to show you just how good it is. So this is the level of detail that we go through when it comes to gathering that information from your tenants, because the real key piece here, as you saw from Vida's testimonial, was that we want to take away really that back and forth. You don't have to get all of that information from your tenants. So your tenants can scan a QR code, open up a property homepage, get updates on maintenance and request maintenance all in one spot. And what's great about the chatbot is we ask them to describe one issue at a time so we can really help them provide all that information to you and troubleshoot basic issues as well. So here they'll tell us it's a leaking tap, haven't told us which one, so we'll make sure that we qualify that for you. They'll tell us it's the kitchen tap. We'll then go about gathering the information for you. We'll always give them options so the information they provide is thorough, in-depth, and doesn't confuse them. We'll go through helping them, can you contain the waters? Can you do things like turning off the waters at the mains? We'll show them photos so they know what they're looking for. And if they can't do these steps, we can always go one step further for them and give them guidance, whether they live in houses, apartments, whatever it be. We're here to help your PM. So here, PM will scroll through those images, say, no idea, can I get a bit of house guidance? And we will give them everything they need, whether it's a YouTube video helping them out, one-page PDF self-help guides, even owner's manuals. This is my favorite part because I am guilty, and I'm sure a handful of other people are on this call, of not knowing how to use their electric oven by setting a timer, setting a function, setting everything, and then turning it on. So having that owner's manual is something that's really important. And by simply putting in the make and model number, your tenants can access that through our chatbot as well. Now, what's great about it is, after we go through this troubleshooting and, they go through all the steps, we'll always make sure that we check with them to see that they were successful in following the steps. In this case, cool, they've turned off the main, we've made sure that the water leaking has stopped, and then we've let them know, great, we'll get the issue over to the PM. What we want to do here is make sure that when that lands in your lap, it is ready to go so you can close off your maintenance nice and quickly. Now, when it does come to Tapi, what I love about it is that it is super easy to use, literally 2 to-do lists to run through, which is any jobs that come in and anything that's overdue. As you can see here, no longer is it a case where you just have one big list of things and having to kind of run through and remind yourself with tasks and notes of what needs to be done and flag things that may be overdue or not overdue. We want to make this nice and easy, and that's where our clear lists come into play. We've also got the ability for you to set custom views, so anybody that is working in a pod structure or anything like that, we can definitely help you as well. And we want to make sure that it's easy for you to send it through to the owner for approval. We also want you to have all of that information as well, and that is where our asset register comes in. So XPM, guys, and I can attest, this is my favorite feature by far when it comes to maintenance and Tapi, is the fact that we have the ability for you to register assets in properties where we'll help you track the depreciable age, the remaining amount that's left in there, jobs that you've done, average repair and replacement costs. So you've got all that information available to you. Now, like I said, we're all about speeding up owner approvals. One big part of Tapi too is also tracking your tradie compliance documents. I know that a lot of people are doing this now, but the best part about doing it in Tapi is the fact that we automatically follow up your trades every year for the new documents. We want to make it easier for you, take all that admin stuff off your lap so you can focus on more important things. Now, with Tapi, super easy to send a work order, request multiple quotes. One of my favorite buttons, guys, is send to owner for DIY. Visibility is a huge piece here, and we want to make sure that you've got full ability to map and also monitor where everything's at, even if the owner's doing it themselves. And of course, plan for later. Now, I'm going to spend a little bit of time on plan for later because this is where our integration with Inspection Express is really highlighted beautifully. Let's just say you head out to a property, you do your routine inspection, you list a handful of maintenance items, and they all land in Tapi. Well, if an owner gets back to you and says, hey, you know what, we can do A, B, and C, but maybe let's hold off on item D just for 3 months because it's not urgent to get done. Well, we've got the ability for you to plan that for whenever you like. So you can pick a date in the future, hit plan job. This will disappear from your to-do list so it doesn't clog it up, and then roll back in so you can action it on that date. No more reminders, no more tasks for yourself, or God forbid, clogging up your own calendar with things that have to get done in the future. And the best part about our plan for later feature too is the fact that we actually give you the ability to track all of your open and planned jobs in every property so you can keep track of it as well. Now, when we talk about all of our great services and being able to map everything as well, we're talking about reoccurring works, and that's where our services tab comes into play as well. Here is the ability for you to essentially lodge any reoccurring service by a trade, and it automates the process for you. The work orders can even go out automatically if you'd like, or they can manually roll into your to-do list so you can action those accordingly. And again, that's where the visibility comes in, because when these services are due to occur, they roll into your maintenance workflow process and you can see where everything is at. Now, that is a really fast overview of Tapi, and I apologize for running through that. If you do want to see it in more detail, there'll be a QR code right at the end. You can scan that and we can do a demo specific to your office. But what I want to focus on now are some really great features that we've got coming out. And one of those great features is the ability for you to automate invoicing, like bulk automate invoicing that's coming in, like water bills, council rates, things like that. Now, what I love about this is I'm just going to open up the invoice right here. Big feature that's coming out right now. It is live in New Zealand. It is being beta tested in Australia, but is really close to being launched, is the ability for you to process water bills, counter rates, things like that in Tapi. What's great about it is that our system will treat it very similar to a maintenance work order, where we will pull in the information, do all the data entry for you. But what's great about this is, not only will we pull everything in, pull over the descriptions, the dates, and all the rest of that, but we'll also calculate the tenant's usage charges based on the invoice. And we'll be doing the same with counter rate, strata, and insurance in the future. The big thing about this, though, is the ability to provide reports for any bills that have been missed. So if ever a water bill comes in and has potentially been missed, we can provide that report to you so you know it hasn't been paid, so you don't run the risk of those late fees, because that's one thing we do not want. So that is one of the really big features that I wanted to show you that's coming. I'm about to jump back into my presentation because there's a couple of other big features as well that we are looking at launching at the end of this year that I'm super excited to share with you. We were lucky enough to be invited to ARIC this year to speak on stage about what's coming. One of those big features we were able to announce to everybody was Tapipedia. Get excited, guys. I know what you're thinking. The name, it's original, Jace. Where did you come up with that? It is going to be a Wikipedia for maintenance for your office. What this is over 700 articles on the most common maintenance that happens at properties, benchmark repair and replacement costs, and also the ability to relate that issue to the RTA in your state. This is one of my favorite features. I'm super excited for this to be rolled out in the next 6 months and can't wait for all of you to be able to experience it. But we also spoke about really injecting AI into Tapi, and I'm super excited to show you our next feature that we've got coming out. Now, this is a video and it is going to have sound. JA and I tested it before and it worked, so fingers crossed the sound works now. But I want to introduce you all to Hey Tapi.
This is Anna. She's a property manager.
The quote.
Oh, no, wait. This is new Anna. She's still a property manager, but her day looks a little different. She can do whatever she wants before work. I'm so proud of her. Oh, wait, she's calling now.
Sorry.
Oh, hey. You must be calling about those 3 quotes that are needing to be chased. Don't worry, I've already done it. Hope you have an awesome day. You know what? She will have an awesome day. In fact, here she is at work already. Excuse me for a second. Anna's tenant is calling. 今天我能帮你什么忙？
我家的水龙头漏水。
不用担心，我会组织一个机构过来解决这个问题。Oh, sorry about that. I just had to sort out that for Anna's tenant. Meanwhile, she's been smashing it at work, handling arrears, getting leasing under control, and even updating her clients. You know what? Anna has it under control. I'm going to touch base with that tradie who hasn't updated us on a job for a while. Hey, Taylor, you've got a couple of work orders that haven't been scheduled yet.
Oh, hey, Tapi.
Hey, yeah, just the 2 jobs.
Oh, yeah, so I did Sydney yesterday. I'll send that invoice in tonight, and then I can get to Terrace Street tomorrow. Cool. Thanks, Tapi.
No worries, thanks, Taylor. I'll let Anna know. Anyway, so yeah, it's the end of the day, and I'm so happy to see Anna have another finish on time and get into her personal life. I've only started working for Anna a few weeks ago, but it's been epic. She's actually taken really well to the fact I'm an AI, which has been really nice.
Fantastic. So that is the next big update that is coming. Guys, we all know that maintenance is tough and there's lots going on, and it can be a huge struggle to kind of just follow up or chase everybody for it. Whether it's going back to your tenants with that language barrier, or whether it's just being able to keep up with everything, which is why we have introduced Tapi 3.0 and also Hey Tapi as well. Imagine having that 24/7 AI assistant that's going to be able to help you advise and manage your workload moving forward, which is super exciting. So if you would like to learn more about this, guys,
Anna,
trying to get to the next, there we go. If you would like to learn more about our upcoming invoice solutions for water rates, council rates, insurances, things like that. Hey, Tarpypedia, please do scan the QR code. I would love to speak to all of you more about what's coming, and also to book in a demo for those who don't use Tarpy. So, JA, I'm going to hand this back to you, my friend.
There we go. How good was that? Hey, Tarpy, and the videos you guys put together are always always the best. So unreal. Absolutely can't wait for that. Looks awesome.
It's always one of those things where you know, anybody who does know our Director of Customer Success, Anna, and our co-founder, Taylor, who were the two in the video. I mean, we're all about efficiency here, guys, and that also includes with our videos. So we hope you like the D-grade acting that was in there.
Very good. Now, I reckon we might get some questions. I can see a few popping through. So let's do some questions. Now, in the meantime, as we're going through these, if any do pop up, feel free to type them into the question bar. We'll go through them all one by one now. Now, to kick off, are you a cricket fan, Jace?
Oh, is it going to lose me a potential friend if I say no?
A question from our wonderful friend, David from Property Brokers. Who's going to win the Ashes this year?
Oh, David, I love you, mate. I do, but please don't make me say Australia. I don't want to cause any arguments between us, mate. I love you.
I'm with you. I reckon Australia's home. Now into some actual questions. Thanks for that, David. Question from Shan. If there was a hole in the wall in, say, 3 rooms, can you amalgamate the maintenance items and send it to one trade? So in terms of, I guess, from our perspective, logging it within Inspection Express, it's up to you how you log it. If it's 3 separate ones, you can log it separately 3 times. You can just do an overall maintenance item and list them individually. Then it'll send it back to Tarpy. Jace, you might be able to answer in a little more detail what you can do with it in Tarpy from there.
Yeah, absolutely. So those individual work orders will land as individual work orders in your take action list, but you have the ability to merge those work orders together. So all of those jobs go out to the one trade, and the one trade can do it for you. So absolutely, you're not sending out 3 different work orders to the same trade. You can amalgamate all those into one, do the job nice and easy.
Beautiful. Question from Kushla. How do you do the side-by-side entry and exit? So in terms of doing that, when you do an exit inspection through Inspection Express, it'll ask you if you want to pair it with an entry. If you say yes, and you have done a 360 entry, it'll allow you to pair the exit and do the side-by-side where you've got the entry photo versus the exit photo and they move around at the same speed. If you haven't got a 360 entry, you can still do the exit using the 360, but it won't give you the side-by-side comparison because there's nothing to compare it to. So it sort of prompts you when you do the exit, it'll prompt you and you can follow the prompts then. If you do want some further info on that, our support team can talk you through it when you do one. So just let us know, reach out, and we can help you do that. Another note there from Kushla, the teas are awesome. I assume you're referring to Jace's Tarpy tea there. So some nice feedback for you there, Jace.
Get excited. I was going to say there's a long list of wait list for these t-shirts, but Kushla, you scan that QR code, mate. We can have a chat. We can definitely talk about it.
How good. With the assets on Tarpy, is there a way to take the model number from IE to Tarpy?
No, so not automatically for the time being, but registering the asset in Tarpy is literally 6 bits of information, so it's super easy. It is, you choose what the asset is from a drop-down button, and they're essentially a big list of depreciable assets from the ATO's depreciation guidelines. Make, model number, when was it installed, how much did it cost, what is the warranty, and we'll calculate that every single time a work order comes in for that asset.
Beautiful. Another one for you, Jace, from Amy. Can you add a building for the service checks, and will the appropriate trades receive all tenant details for each property in the building?
As a whole building, no. So we would do it individually, just so you have full control over kind of the dates and things like that. Not to mention the fact that we also want clear differences between you know, who the tenants are and which offices those which apartment those tenants are from. So they will all be individual. Yep.
Awesome. And another follow-up note there from Amy. If Tarpy gives me more time to drink coffee and wine, I am sold. So
okay, know which Amy this is, because I think I know.
Amy Gonzalez, I've got Amy Gonzalez. I don't know where Amy's from though. I'm not sure.
Absolutely. I mean, we can free up as much time as you want, as long as the coffee's in the morning and the wine's in the afternoon, but we don't judge.
Question from David, will IE be able to populate Tarpy's asset register in the future? Good question, David. I don't know, Jace, do you know the answer to that? I'm not sure in terms of when that will be available, or is it in the works? Do you know?
So I'm not too sure. I know that we are potentially working on ways to automate it on our end. But to be honest with you, I'm not too sure about populating it from Inspection Express, but that is something that I can definitely look into. And I mean, all of my details are in that last slide. We're going to flick out this this recording to everybody too. So feel free to, sorry, who was that asked that question?
That was David Faulkner.
Oh, David Faulkner, mate, I'll reach out to you and I'll let you know once I know.
Yep, beautiful. Question from Kushla, does Tarpy have an app?
No, so everything we do is web-based. So, and what's great is the web experience, whether it's on your laptop, your phone, or your iPad, is exactly the same. We haven't developed an app because we haven't really seen a need to develop an app yet. But like I said, it is literally the exact same feel and process, whether you're on your phone or on your laptop. Nice and easy.
Awesome. This one might be for you, Jace. Just a note from David, said, thanks guys, great info. Using Inspection Express already, but excited about Tarpy and the integration between them. Does Tarpy integrate with console and managed? So yeah, Inspection Express does. In terms of Tarpy's integration, do you want to touch on that?
Yeah, so our integration partners are Property Me, MRI, so Property Tree and Palace for anybody over in NZ, and Console Cloud. So unfortunately, it's a no for managed, but it is a yes for console.
Awesome. Question from Rachel. We do not use the 360 camera for routine inspections, just the iPhone camera. Can Inspection Express still integrate with Tarpy if you aren't using the 360? Yeah, absolutely, Rachel. So you can certainly still log your maintenance when you're doing an inspection through Inspection Express if it's just a standard inspection. Instead of embedding it onto the 360 photo, you just do it from your home screen. If you can envisage that home screen, you know you've got there your camera button to upload your photos, you've got your tenant action reporting button. There'll be a little hammer and a screwdriver. That's your maintenance button. So you tap on that, you log the title, the description, the photos, and it logs it in the report. So same process as what I showed you earlier. It just doesn't tag it onto a 360. It just puts it into the PDF report for you. So yeah, definitely.
Fantastic.
A note from Amanda, with Inspection Express, has the zooming in on the 360 been fixed? It was not showing some of our areas clearly, they were blurry. Yeah, certainly, Amanda. So there was an update done recently, and look, that might have just been something that was on your particular device or your account, because that certainly wasn't an issue for everyone. If you're still having an issue like that, do reach out. Our support guys will sort it out for you instantly. But just for everyone's sake, there was a recent update done about 3 weeks ago where we increased the quality of the images quite significantly. So your images are now crisper, clearer as you zoom in. The pixelation is reduced. So it's always improving and always evolving.
Fantastic.
Now, if we keep going through some of these questions. All right, this is a long one here. So from Tamsin, from Kornovic. If you've got annual maintenance scheduled and you're automatically sending out that work order, if you stop managing that property, does it remove the annual automated work order as part of the integration, or do you have to remember to delete it from Tarpy?
So the way our integration works with all of our integration partners is we pull across property details, tenant, landlord, trade details. If you do archive that property in your trust accounting software, it updates on our end as well. So look, I always do say to everybody, if you know that you are going to stop managing a property, I would go in, you can actually go into the property's homepage and literally go to all of your reoccurring works and just delete them from there as a bit of a safeguard beforehand. But it's completely up to you as to how you handle that process.
Awesome. Question from Brian. For properties with furniture, can you take several 360 scans in the same room to see all of the walls? Yeah, you certainly can, Brian. So you can take as many 360 photos as you want in a given area. If you have maybe a super large open plan living, kitchen, meals area, wherever you put the camera, it takes a 360 photo from that point. You can then tap on the points within the images to view the room from the area where you've put the camera. Maybe you've got a long hallway, you want a photo up one end and up the other end. You choose how many 360 photos you take. If you have, something in the middle of the room and you want one on either side, you can certainly do that as well. So yes, you can take as many 360 photos as you want. Question from Karen: with sending maintenance to tenants from a routine inspection, they don't get the pictures. Is that a feature? Might need some more info on that one, Karen. I reckon you're referring to, and I'm not sure if you are referring to the maintenance. Are you referring to the tenant action reporting potentially, or Jace, do you know any more about that question?
No. So I mean, if you are sending it through, so I'm going to guess and say like we need a little bit of clarity whether that's like going from Tarpy as an update or not.
Yep.
But generally, any updates we do send, the tenant has the ability to view a copy of the work order, I guess you can say, and that does include photos and the description and things as well. So a little bit of clarity on that would be great, Sharon, just so we can kind of figure out who's best to answer that question for you.
Yeah, beautiful. And do feel free to reach out, to either of us if you want more info on that. We can follow that one up with you. Lovely note here from Kushla. I used both from when Tarpy first came out and just more so recently Inspection Express, and I enjoy both programs. Thank you for helping change property management. So thank you for that lovely comment there. Much appreciated.
You're on the list for a t-shirt, Kushla.
Beautiful. Question from Brian: do we need phone coverage when doing an inspection? So when you're doing an inspection, Brian, you can work offline. The beauty of Inspection Express is it works offline. You don't need internet. You can do your inspections, you can log your maintenance, you can do everything offline. The only time you'll need internet is when you finish that inspection and you want to finalize it and send it off. So you could do a day of inspections offline, get back to the office and wrap them all up then. So yeah, certainly works offline. A note there from Samantha: it would be great if the cleaning icon, and when you say cleaning, I think you're referring to the tenant action reporting, could be used for the exit inspection to send to tenants. That's certainly a request I can raise with our dev team. We can raise it in our dev request team. It is a good point, Samantha, so I will raise that and see if we can potentially action something like that for you. And I think that's all of the questions. I just got through to the end. So one after the other, we worked through them and we got there. So that's everything. Now, Jace, was there anything from you you'd like to finish off with before we wrap up for today?
Look, guys, thanks for jumping on. I think I was having a look at the number of attendees that jumped on, and it is an amazing number. So super excited that everybody has jumped on. We appreciate a big mix of clients and people who are just curious about what we do. We hope you've taken away a lot about how both of our products can really come in and help really automate and streamline a lot of what you're doing. JA and I are both available for any questions. I mean, you saw his details at the first part of that. You've seen my details at the end. We're going to send you through the recording. You're going to have the ability to reach out to us, book in a demo, have a chat about anything. Take advantage of it. It doesn't hurt to have a look into it if you're not using either of our products, or why you might be using one and not the other. Doesn't hurt to have a look at it, guys. It's always good to be across everything that's out there for you, because if the platforms are there and are definitely something that can help you be able to manage your day-to-day better, that's what we're about. So take full advantage, guys. I don't like using the word harass, but harass us as much as you'd like. We're here to help you. Reach out. We'd love to show you what we're all about.
Awesome. Thanks so much for joining me today, Jace. Really appreciate you jumping on with me. It's always awesome to do these together. Thank you to everyone for your attendance today. Anyone want any further info, reach out to Tarpy, reach out to Inspection Express. More than happy to provide you with a high-level demo and give you some more detail. Otherwise, we will reach out to everyone who attended today. Can see some really nice thank you messages coming through at the end of the webinar now. So thanks to everyone. Really appreciate it. Have a great day, and we will catch you all very soon.
Speak to you soon. Have a great day, guys.
Bye.